Now let us move further to concentration terms, which is the last part of mole concept. Before understanding what is concentration, we have to know what is solution. Solution is actually a uniform mixture of two or more components in which one has to be in large quantity. So you can have a solution of two components. In that case, one component is called as solute and another component is called as solvent. Whereas I said, then that particular solution is called as binary solution. Binary solution means it is two component solution. You can increase the components into 3, 4 just by increasing the solutes. Solutes can be many and that of solvent can be only one. If you are taking solute as only one solute, then that is a binary system. If you are taking two solutes, then it becomes ternary system. So how to recognize what is solute and what is solvent? It is all based on quantity. It is a uniform mixture of two or more components in which one has to be in large quantity. The one that is in large quantity is always solvent. Solvent always in large quantity. So that of solutes will be in small quantities. So they have to be uniform mixture. There should not be any precipitation or there should not be any undissolved things inside the water, inside the solution. So once they mix together, they will form a solution. They have to be uniform in nature. So solute can be solid, liquid and gas. Similarly, solvent can also be solid, liquid or gas. Only the required information is they have to be uniform. They have to be uniform, then you can combine any two. That you can get solid solution, solid liquid solution, gas solution, gas liquid solutions. So any combination is fine. Requirement is they have to be miscible. They have to mix together and form a single layer, single liquid, single phase solution. So then what is concentration? Here we can see small quantity of solute is dissolved in large quantity of solvent. Now this small quantity can be anything. If I am talking about, let us say I am taking 100 ml of water and I am adding, let us say 0.0001 gram of some salt in this and it is getting dissolved. Then this is an example of solution because all that solute will get dissolved in water. Now this amount of solute I can vary till I get saturation. So maybe when I add 35 gram of salt, it can get saturated at this moment, and 30 gram onwards, then 36th gram may not be getting dissolved. Thereafter I cannot say that as a solution, true solution. Thereafter it will be a suspension or saturated solution. So that means starting from very very less to a maximum amount that I can dissolve. In this I can add variety of solute inside the water. So what about the solution which is formed? Are they same? When I add 0.0001 gram of salt inside 100 ml water, and when I add 30 gram of salt inside 100 ml of water, whether the property of solution remains same? No. Some property is getting changed, and the main property or that main parameter which is getting changed is the concentration. So concentration is getting changed. How concentration is getting varied? When I keep on changing the amount of solute, even I can change the amount of solvent also. So if I'm having a variety of mixture of them and making sure that uniform mixture is formed, then something called as concentration is getting changed there. So concentration is the method to determine amount of solute present in the solution. So how much solute is present in the solution? This can be calculated by knowing the concentration of the solution. Concentration will keep on changing as per how much solute I am going to add and in what amount of solvent I am taking. Based on that concentration will change. Now we are going to study different methods of determination of amount of solute in solution. Number 1 is called as mass percent. Mass percent, symbolically it is called as weight by weight, that means W by W. When we can use this, think of a situation we are having solvent and we are going to add solute in it, and let us say amount of solute and solvent given in terms of gram or kg, that means mass of both solute and solvent is given to us, then we can go for mass percent. So mass percent is equal to mass of solute upon mass of solution into 100, because this is percentage, we have to multiply with 100. This is the formula to calculate mass percentage when both solute and solvent we know in terms of kg. So remember, this mass of the solution is actually mass of solute plus solvent. So this can be written as mass of solute, that cannot be simplified further, but that of mass of solution can be written as mass of solute plus mass of solvent, because then only you will get the mass of solution after adding mass of solute and solvent. So this can be simplified like this. Let me just take symbolically mass of solute as W2 and mass of solute as W2 and mass of solvent as W1. So symbolically we can say percentage of mass percentage is equal to W2 upon W2 plus W1 into 100. This is easy to remember. Instead of writing everything, you can write like this. So this is first method to determine concentration of solution when both are given in terms of their masses. One more similar formula is if both are given in terms of volume. Let us say solute also given as ml in ml or in liter, or solute is also given in terms of ml in liter after combining solution, whose volume also given in terms of ml or in liter, then we can go for something called as volume percent. Volume percent symbolically said as V by V. So similar to that of mass percent, V by V equal to mass volume of solute divided by volume of solution into 100. This is the formula. But here, unlike mass, we cannot add volume of solute and volume of solvent to get volume of solution, because whenever, if I talk about, let us say I am taking 9 ml of water and I am adding 1 ml of alcohol in that to form solution, so this never be 10 ml. This will be 10 ml when I am adding 1 ml of water only. If I am adding 1 ml of water, then 1 ml of water plus 9 ml of water will be 10 ml. But that is not solution. To form solution, you have to add something else. When you add something else, then what happens? Its density may not be same as that of water. And we know water is having the highest density, most of the things are having less density. Then what happens? If their density is same, then you can add. In general, sometimes question can be asked like, solvent A is mixed with solute B, provided their densities are same. Then can we take now volume of solution as volume of solute plus volume of solvent? Yes, we can. Whenever the density of both the components same, then we can add their volumes. If the density is not same, then we cannot add their volumes. So in this case, having the volume of solvent won't help us to calculate here. We have to know volume of the solution directly. You cannot add volume of solute and volume of solvent unless it is given. Next concentration method is molarity. Molarity is nothing but number of moles of solute dissolved in liter of solution. So here it is like if I am using a container having solvent and solute. So solute is given in terms of mole, and after dissolving solute in solvent, it becomes solution. That is it is given in terms of liter. Then I can go for molarity. So molarity is represented by capital letter M. So number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution. this volume of solution has to be in terms of liter or dm cube. We know that 1 liter is equal to 1 dm cube, there is no difference. So volume has to be in liter, and in the numerator number of moles of solute written. So symbolically we can write this as m equal to n we use for solute, and volume has to be in liter. Remember here volume of solution we have to put, and for conversion we have to know 1 liter is equal to 1000 ml and 1 dm cube is equal to 1000 cm cube. That means 1 cm cube is equal to 1 ml, so 1 liter is equal to 1 dm cube. So this conversion factor we have to remember whenever things are given in ml or in cm cube. We have to convert that into liter or dm cube. So this formula can be used to calculate molarity, that is mole upon volume of the solution. So unit of molarity we can understand mole per liter or mole per dm cube. So volume of solution can be in liter or in dm cube, or it is simply written as capital letter M. We have to pronounce it as molar. Capital letter M stands for mole per liter only, or mole per dm cube. It is pronounced as molar. Similar to molarity, there is one more concentration method called as molality. Molality is nothing but number of moles of solute dissolved in kg of solvent. So difference you can understand, spelling wise this is RITY, that is LITY. Again number of moles of solute is taken here, here also number of moles of solute taken, but in this case we are dissolving in solution and whose volume has to be written in terms of liter. Here we are dissolving in solvent whose mass must be given in terms of kg, and the symbolic representation is small letter m here. Molality represented by small letter m, and small letter m equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent, and that has to be in kg. So understand the denominator. In the case of molarity and molality, numerator is same. Here number of moles of solute, here also number of moles of solute, but denominator is volume of solution, here it is mass of solvent, and that has to be in kg. Here that has to be in liter. So symbolically I can write m is equal to n upon W1. If you remember, for solute we have taken W2, for solvent we have taken W1, and that has to be in kg. So this is, you have to remember, this is a smaller way, symbolic way of representing molarity. Unit wise, if you see, unit of molarity is mole per kg, or simply write small letter m, but you have to pronounce it as molal. Next concentration method we use is mole fraction. Mole fraction is nothing but it is the ratio of number of moles of one component to the total number of moles of all the components. This is used when we are talking about solvent and solute, both are given in terms of moles. Solute also given in terms of moles and solvent also given in terms of moles. Then we can go for mole fraction. Assume number of moles of solute. I'll represent solute as B. Let us say NB. N stands for mole. Moles of B is NB. Similarly, number of moles of solvent. Let me take solvent as A. So then it is Na. So we can calculate mole fraction with respect to solute as XB, where X stands for mole fraction, and with respect to solute we are doing. If you are doing with respect to solute, then it is the ratio of number of moles of one component, and with respect to solute if you are making, then its mole upon to the total number of moles of all the components. So we are talking about binary system, so one solute and one solvent, then Na plus Nb. So it is the ratio of number of moles of its mole divided by total moles. That is the ratio with respect to solute if you make. Same thing can be done with respect to solvent, if you are doing with respect to solvent, then XA, remember X stands for mole fraction, with respect to A, that is solvent, then its mole upon total mole. Now the ratio becomes like this. Mole fraction of which component you are taking, that component's mole will be there in the numerator, and in the denominator, how many total components are there, their all sum of moles can be put there. So if you see, there are two components X and XB, there are two components A and B. If I am adding their mole fractions, then that is come out to be 1. You can see NB upon NA plus NB plus NA upon NB plus NA will give us 1. So this indicates that sum of mole fractions of all the components is always equal to 1. If you are talking about 3 component system, let us say there are 2 solutes A and B, and solvent is, let us say, C, and number of moles of A as Na, number of moles of B as Nb, and number of moles of Nc. In this case, solvent and solute doesn't matter. We can write mole fraction with respect to solute as well as solvent. So if I want to write mole fraction with respect to A, then it is called as Xa. Then its mole, that is Na, divided by total moles. I need to add the moles of all the components. Since now there are 3 components, I need to add like this. Here also I can write mole fraction with respect to B, then it is Xb equal to Nb divided by Na plus Nb plus Nc. I can also write mole fraction with respect to C, then it will be Nc upon Na plus Nb plus Nc. Now if I add here, I cannot add simply X and Xb, I need to add Xc also, then only it will become 1. So that's why it is written sum of the mole fractions of all the components. So if there are 2 components, then add the mole fractions of 2. If there are 3 components, then add the mole fractions of all the 3. Then it becomes 1. So here also we can understand when we add these 3, then only we can get 1. So this is very rarely asked. Why? Because we'll be dealing with binary systems here. We are not going to understand ternary systems. So we are going to use only these formulas. But we have to know if there are more components, then the equation of mole fraction will change. Formula of mole fraction will change. Let us say one example I'm talking about, let us say water is mixed with, let us say, NaOH. Now formula is very specific. Here it is a general formula. Now with respect to NaOH, I will write XNaOH is equal to its mole NaOH divided by total moles NaOH plus NH2O. This is how we can write the formula of mole fraction with respect to NaOH. If you want to write with respect to water, then XH2O is equal to NH2O divided by NaOH plus NH2O. This is how formula will be modified as per the question. In general, we can use this. And since it is a ratio of 2 moles, mole fraction is unitless quantity. So there is no unit for mole fraction, is unitless quantity. So ratio of moles will give us simply a number. After seeing the formulas of different concentration methods, we will use these formulas to calculate some problems. So I have listed formulas in symbolic form here. So this is mass percent, this is volume percent, this is molarity, and this is molality, and this is mole fraction. There are few more concentration methods we are going to understand, but for the time being we just use them in different calculations. Remember, this is in terms of liter, or in dm cube, this is in terms of kg. Now look at the problem. It is saying that calculate mass percent, molarity, molality, mole fraction of a solution containing 4 gram of NaOH. So 4 gram of NaOH is given and dissolved to form 500 ml of solution. So given that density is 1.1 gram per ml. So there are 3 data given to us. So let us solve one by one. W by W is W2, that is mass of solute, upon W2 plus W1, the sum of masses of them into 100. So here NaOH is solute. Remember, always water will be the solution, though it is not visible in the problem that they are saying that dissolve to form 500 ml of solution. It is dissolved in water always. So unless it is not mentioned, we have to assume that solution is made in water. So NaOH is solute here, water is solvent. 4 gram of NaOH is the solute's mass. So 4 gram divide by 500 ml of solution. We don't know the mass of solution. W2 plus W1 we are not knowing. What we can do is, we know one more formula, that is density is equal to mass upon volume. So if I want to calculate mass, then density into volume can be done. So density of the solution is given to us, volume of the solution is given to us, only mass of the solution is not given to us. Remember, volume and density of the solution is given. Here we need mass of the solution, so then we can use this formula. So density is 1.1 and volume is 500. This becomes 550 gram. Why it is 550 gram? Because density is gram per ml and 500 is ml. So ml will get cancelled and you will get 550 gram. So 550 gram into 100. Once you calculate, you will get the answer as 0.72%. So this is the percentage by mass value. Now second one is molarity asked. Molarity is N upon V, where V has to be in volume, in liter. So number of moles is not directly given, but we have 4 gram as given mass. So we know N is equal to given mass upon molecular mass, or gram molecular mass. So given mass is 4 and gram molecular mass NaOH. NaOH is 23, oxygen 16 plus 1. So 4 upon 40, that is 0.1. So mole we got as 0.1. Divide by 500 ml of solution. Here we have to substitute volume of solution in terms of liter. So 500 ml is 0.5 liter. So this becomes 1 upon 5, that is 0.2 mole per liter. Or this can be said as 0.2, simply M, we can pronounce it as 0.2 molar. So you no need to substitute moles, no need to calculate moles separately. You would have done like this also, that in the same problem you can also substitute as 4 upon 40 into 0.5. That will also give us this 4 upon 40 can be straight away substituted here. So no need to do separately, but anyway, whichever is simpler for you, you can go for it. So third formula is molality. Molality is equal to N upon W1, has to be in kg. Mole upon weight of the solvent. Now mole we have already calculated, that is 0.1. Now weight of the solvent, mass of the solvent is needed. We know mass of the solute here. We also know mass of the solution. We know mass of the solution is the sum of mass of solute plus mass of solvent. So here I can write 550 minus 4. That becomes the mass of solvent, because 550 is mass of solution. If I subtract the solute's mass, then remaining is solvent's mass. But now it is in terms of gram. What I need to do is I need to substitute in terms of kg. So I can divide with 1000. Dividing with 1000 means multiplying 1000 there. So this becomes 0.18 mole per kg. So this is about molality. Now the last one is mole fraction of NaOH. Mole fraction of NaOH is equal to mole of NaOH upon sum of moles of all the components. Here there are two components, water and solute, that is NaOH. Already we have calculated mole of NaOH in these calculations. We have to now know mole of water. So mole of water can be calculated. Mole of water means mole of solvent. So solvent's mass, that is given mass, upon gram molecular mass. So solvent mass is 550 minus 4. 550 minus 4. So divide by gram molecular mass is 18. Water is 18, Hc is 2 and oxygen is 16. 16 plus 2 is 18. So this is 546 divided by 18. That is almost 30.33. So 30.33, this will become 0.1 upon 30.43, and this is 0.000, I guess, 0003. There is no unit for mole fraction. So this is one way of asking questions based on concentration methods. There will be a direct substitutions and you can get the value of that particular concentration method. So there is one more way to kind of questions are asked here is conversion of one concentration method to another. So that type of question we will solve now. So before that we have to know some converted formula. Like one formula we have to know molarity to molarity directly. So direct formula to calculate molarity to molarity. We will do that now. We will derive. We don't need to know that derivation, only the final formula we have to know. But we will derive now here. So molarity, we know molarity is equal to N upon W1 into, that has to be in kg. That of molarity is equal to N upon volume, that has to be in liter. Now we have to get some common thing here so that we can substitute. So here volume is actually volume of the solution. So we know density is equal to mass upon volume. So volume can be written as mass upon density. And this mass is actually W1 plus W2, mass of solute plus mass of solvent upon density. So I will substitute W1 plus W2 divided by D, that D stands for density in this case. So here M equal to N upon W1 plus W2. But remember here, so this has to be in liter. I am taking here V as volume, then I need to multiply with 1000. So now I am keeping volume as ml because I have divided with 1000. So because most of the time density will be in terms of gram per ml, so whatever volume we get here, so that will be in terms of ml. So that's why I'm keeping ml and dividing with 1000. So now W by W into D into 1000. So this is how I converted. So instead of volume, I have written W1 plus W2 as the mass of the solution, mass of solute plus mass of solvent divided by density will go up, and 1000 already there. So in this case, let me substitute W1 as N upon molarity. Now again what I do is, I'll keep this particular in terms of gram and divide with 1000. So that is also same thing. So keeping weight of solute in terms of gram, weight of solvent in terms of gram and dividing with 1000. So that will also work here. So I just rearrange this. W1 goes there and M will come here. Anyway, that 1000 is there in that. I'm going to substitute this W1 over here. So M is equal to N into D into 1000 divided by W1 can be written as N into 1000 divided by molality plus W2. So let us rearrange this. I'll take this one here. So N into 1000 divided by molality plus W2 is equal to N into density into 1000 divided by capital letter M. Now I'll take n into 1000 divided by molality plus W2 minus ND 1000 divided by capital letter M equal to 0. Now I'll take W2 there, okay. N 1000 divided by 1 upon M minus N is taken out, D upon M into, I'll take minus W2 here. Now we know N is given mass upon gram molecular mass of solute. Here N is about solute. So given mass of solute upon gram molecular mass of solute, then it becomes mole of solute. Symbolically, let me write given mass of solute, we always write W2, and gram molecular mass, as I will write it as GMM of 2. 2 stands for solute, we have already taken everywhere. So when I substitute there, W2 divided by gram molecular mass of solute into 1000, so 1 upon M minus D upon M into minus W2. So W2 will get cancelled. So now 1000 upon gram molecular mass into 1 upon M minus D upon M equal to minus 1. So this will be, if I take this here, 1 upon M minus D upon capital letter M, then minus gram molecular mass of solute divided by 1000. This formula can be used if you want to take this here, then 1 upon M plus gram molecular mass of solute divided by 1000 is equal to D upon M. So this is the final formula we can remember whenever we are asked to calculate molarity to molarity directly. So here small letter m stands for molarity. This is the molecular mass of solute, Na, which is having 40 like that, divided by 1000, and density must be given. Here what must be given? Molarity, we are maybe asked to calculate from molarity to molality. That time they have to give us density and what is that solute, then only we can use this formula. One more conversion formula we have to know from percentage, mass percent to molarity. That is also most of the time it is asked. So W by W to molarity. Now if I look at the formulas, so W by W is equal to W2 divided by W2 plus W1 into 100, and that of molarity we know as N upon V in terms of volume. Now I will write volume as, let me take this for particular volume in ml, and I am dividing with 1000. That will become like this. So volume in ml, that means what? Mass upon density. So mass of solution is actually W1 plus W2 divided by density. I can substitute molarity equal to N into 1000 divided by this as W1 plus W2 into density. Divided by density will go up. Now W1 plus W2 already we know this, so I'll substitute this one. Molarity is equal to N into D into 1000 divided by W1 plus W2 is taken here. That means this can be W2 plus W1 equal to W2 into 100 divided by W. So I'll substitute here W2 into 100 divided by W. W is a percentage actually. So now this becomes M into W by W, that is a percentage, into mole into density into 10 divided by W2. So this can be used to calculate directly molarity to mass percent. Let us solve some problems to use this formula and this formula. This is, as I told you, this is not the direct substitutions. Questions are asked from one concentration method to another concentration method. So look at this problem. Here you can understand 3 molal NaOH having density 1.1 gram per ml and asked us to calculate the molarity. So 3 molal NaOH is given, density is given, and asked us to calculate molarity. So this formula can easily measure or can used here. So D upon M equal to 1 upon M plus gram molecular mass of solute into 1000. So density is 1.11 upon molarity we have to calculate. This is 3 plus gram molecular mass of NaOH, which is 40 upon 1000. So here if you calculate, you will get 0.3 molar as the answer. Next question we just see for conversion of mass percent into molarity. This is also most of the time asked. So we are going to use this formula here. So let us say 49% of sulfuric acid is how much in terms of molarity. Let us say density is given as 1.1 gram per ml. Only this many data is given to us. There are two ways. One way, yeah, definitely we can use this formula. So other one is using molarity, mole upon volume has to be in liter. Okay, this is the formula. But to get the mole, what we can do is, remember this W by W as 49%. What does that indicate? It indicates 49 grams of solute. 49 grams of solute dissolved in 100 gram of solution. Dissolved in 100 gram of solution. So this you have to assume all the time whatever percentage by mass is given, you have to consider that many grams of solute dissolved in 100 gram of solution. How it has come, we can see here. W by W is equal to W2 upon W2 plus W1 into 100. Now this as the answer we have 49. Now what we can do is, we can keep W2 as 49 and some of them as 100. Anyway 100 is there, so then we can get answer as 49. While keeping this as 49 and this as 100, what we have done is, we have said 49 gram of solute dissolved in 100 gram of solution, and into 100 is there already. So always remember, whenever W by W is given in terms of percentage, let us say 27% of HCl, if it is written like this, remember this has 27 gram of HCl dissolved in 100 gram of solution. Like that, if you remember, that is very easy to understand. When you do that, you come to know about the mass of solute. So that is 49 divided by, you have to have mole there. Sulfuric acid is 98. So 98 is gram molecular mass. So 49 upon 98 into volume of the solution we need. So density of the solution is known, given to us, and mass of the solution is known to us. See, otherwise we won't able to know how much is the mass of solution unless you don't understand this. 49% is 49 gram of solute dissolved in 100 gram of solution. So mass of the solution is known to you, density is given to you. So density is equal to mass upon volume. So volume can be mass upon density. Mass is 100 gram divided by 1.1 is the density. So here 100 gram divided by 1.1, and this is in terms of ml. So I need to divide by 1000 also to convert into liter. So this will give us answer. Alternatively, we can use this formula. This is very straightforward. So molarity equal to W by W is given as 49 into number of moles we have to calculate here. Number of moles we can calculate as 49. Again, we have to remember this one here also, 49 gram. That means 49 divided by 98. This becomes mole into density is 1.1 into 10. Divide by W2, already we have taken as 49. So anyway this 49 will get cancelled. so this will get cancelled. So now this is 0.5 into 1.1 into 10. So this is come out to be 5.5 molar. Here also you will get 5.5 molar. So this calculation is quite easier. You can directly do the calculation instead of going for this technique. This is easy to remember. Another type of questions asked here is in terms of stoichiometric calculations. So let us see one problem. This problem says that, let us say, NaOH and HCl reacting to give us NaCl plus water. We have to balance this. Now already it is balanced. What is given in the problem? It is given as 100 ml of 0.1 molar NaOH and 500 ml of 0.05 molar HCl, and we are asked to calculate how many grams of NaCl formed. So stoichiometric calculations are involved in this. This is what called as actually volumetric analysis. Here we are not using mass to mass ratio or volume mass ratio. Here we are using solutions. So this is called as volumetric analysis. Here how to calculate? Rest is same. We have to calculate once we convert them into mole, grams, mass. But how can we convert this into mole, gram, mass? So get the formula. Molarity is equal to mole upon volume in liter. Now what we know is volume we know and molarity we know. We can easily get moles. So if I multiply volume and molarity, I will get mole. Once we get mole of NaOH and mole of HCl, now it is very easy to get the mole of NaCl. After getting mole of NaCl, we can convert into mass of NaCl. So thereafter it is the normal stoichiometric calculations. But one step extra that we are doing is conversion of given data into moles. So molarity into volume will give us mole. But remember here the volume given is ml. You can keep this, if you are keeping volume as liter, then you are getting this as mole. But if you are multiplying volume as ml, you are getting millimole here. You will get mole as millimole because that 1000 division is not done. So let me just use this 0.1 into 100. I will write here 100 into, that means I'm going to multiply M1 and V1. I'll be calling this molarity as M1 and this volume as V1. So this I'm writing as M1. M1 and this is V1. Here I'll write this as V2 and this as M2. So M2 V2. When I multiply them, I will get this is 100 into 0.1, this is 500 into 0.05. So this is come out to be 10 millimole and this is 25 millimole. Why it is millimole? Because I have kept volume in ml only. I can simply now divide by 1000 here, so thereby it will become mole. It can be done later also. It can be done at this stage. It can be done also later also. So here see the stoichiometry. This is 1 mole and this is 1 mole and this is also 1 mole. You can convert now only if you want to convert into millimole, mole. So this is 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 mole. This is 25 into 10 raised to minus 3 mole. I have divided with 1000. So now let us relate these two. 1 mole needs 1 mole only. So here 10 moles needs 10 moles only. So that means extra 15 mole is present here. So this is the limiting reagent. NaOH is the limiting reagent here. Limiting reagent, because we need 1:1 ratio. Here less quantity is 10 millimole, we can understand. So 10 millimole will only require 10 millimole of HCl. So not 25. So 15 millimole is extra because the ratio needed is 1:1. So that means NaOH will get consumed in the process first. So I'm going to compare limiting reagent with the product asked. So limiting reagent is NaOH and product asked is NaCl. So its 1 mole will give us its 1 mole. So 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 moles will give us how much? That is 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 moles of NaCl will be formed. Now we are asked to calculate in terms of gram. So for NaCl, 1 mole of NaCl is equal to 58.5 gram. So now we have 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 moles of NaCl. So this is equal to how much? So this will be 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 58.5. That is 585 into 10 raised to minus 3 grams. So as I told you, there are 3 different types of questions are asked under concentration method. One is direct substitution. Values will be given directly. You can simply put inside the formula and you can get the result. Another is conversion of one concentration method to another concentration. That is also one type of question asked in this case. Next is the volumetric analysis. Here solutions will be given. You have to then calculate stoichiometric calculations. So most of the time volume and molarity will be given. So by using this formula, that is molarity into volume will be mole, you can simply multiply and can get the mole. Once we get the mole, then finding out the limiting reagent and get the value of product.